It's Jason Gorber. I am a film critic on Metro Morning, and I'm here in the Criterion Closet, the home of the world's cinema all in one place.
Big Shelf.
We're in the virtual Criterion Closet here at the Toronto International Film Festival, and it's such an extraordinary privilege to be here. I mean, there's amazing, just an absolute sea of discs from all over the world, all done in spine order. Some lights on the top in this truck came all the way from the United States, filled with all these amazing films. So like any film festival, they actually program for the Criterion Collection. They actually pick select titles. Every month there's a big announcement about what comes. Some of them are reduxes of original releases back in the day, but because they're all in the spine order, there's some really amazing stuff to go here. Let's dig in. So a couple things that I wanted to, because I always want to be in this closet. So the first thing that I'm going to actually highlight is some Laserdisc, believe it or not. This is King Kong, the original Criterion release. And the reason this is such a big deal for me, this is the first commentary that was ever released. And so it's so amazing when you actually listen to this commentary, they're actually having to explain what an actual commentary is. It's absolutely wild. Breaking the Waves is a film that I saw my very first can. It's a film that completely changed my life. I got a ticket for the press screening, and there was a standing ovation mid-film, and I didn't know you could do this. This amazing gatefold that you used to actually have in the Laserdisc back in the day in the original Criterion. This is my Kevin Smith defaced version of Chasing Amy, another film that was for many years actually part of the collection. Really fantastic. But now that we're sort of focusing directly on the sort of Canadian, this is my proud owner of the Crash Laserdisc. The David Cronenberg Crash recorded the J.G. Ballard novel that was recorded, that was filmed here in Toronto on the Gardiner Expressway. An absolute astonishing film that actually celebrates the things in Toronto. Yeah, we're going to pull some stuff out. Could we get Exotica? Are you pull numbers or I pull numbers?
No, I can help you find whatever you're looking for.
Excellent. Yeah. So we want Exotica, which is $11.50, and we want Crash, which is $10.59.
Do you mind if I pop in?
You absolutely can find it. This is the whole point.
So this is Exotica's here. I said Crash.
Yeah,
that's
Crash.
The second shelf from the bottom.
There we go. So let's look. So Crash, just like on the Laserdisc, this is the Crash Blu-ray, J.G. Ballard, absolutely amazing. And again, the whole point, if you actually look at it, David Cronenberg, who's absolutely a titan of Toronto talent, somebody that very much helped. Look, Guillermo del Toro is here, and tons of his films are here. Shape of Water is here, another film that's shot in Toronto. But Guillermo del Toro, in many ways, came to Canada, came to this city, and knew that films could be made because of David Cronenberg and the stuff that he was doing. Similarly, in the 1990s, people like Adam McGowan were absolutely putting Toronto on the map. The legacy of Exotica is so stunning. These are two sort of libidinous films. They're very sort of sexually outre, but the fact of the matter is that Canada was thought of as this very placid, very sort of safe place. And somebody like David Cronenberg with his body horror and somebody like Adam McGowan twisted the very perception of what it was to be specifically a Toronto movie, and both of these very much highlight that. So this is a big deal. This is a 4K of Spinal Tap. So this is Spinal Tap, mockumentary, fake rock band. The sequel is actually coming out in a couple of weeks. But it's phenomenal. This is finally part of the Criterion Collection. I've owned it, the DVD version, and it's finally swung back. It has 3 commentaries. It has making of. It has all kinds of amazing stuff. It's an absolute treasure for me to have. Barry Lyndon, which is $8.97, which will be right beside me somewhere here. So this is a big deal. They have spent decades restoring this film. The brand new 4K restoration on this I actually got the chance to see in Cannes. It is absolutely stunning. And the fact of the matter is this is one of Kubrick's absolute great films of all time. It's just this stunning achievement. It was shot with candlelight. The fact of the matter is they used a lens that was developed by NASA for the Apollo program in order to shoot this film. In other words, you want the technology that 4K can do with HDR, with these sort of fancier ways of actually getting all these elements together in this incredible film. So I'm going to get you to get me 1243, which is No Country for Old Men, and I'm going to look for In the Mood for Love, which is 147. First of all, No Country for Old Men, a film that I saw at the Toronto International Film Festival and actually fulfilled a personal dream of mine. I spent a decade going to film festivals and thanking the cast of Big Lebowski, a film that a film I gave a 6 out of 5 review for that a lot of people didn't love at the time, but I knew that was one of the good film critic things that I knew. I knew it was a masterpiece. And the last 2 people that I had to thank for this were Joel and Ethan Coen at the press conference for this at the Toronto International Film Festival. I thanked them for Big Lebowski, and Brolin leaned over and just said, I was not in that movie. So an amazing, there's incredible extras. Roger Deakins' photography on this, absolutely stunning. But one of the things on here, if you actually see the 2000 Toronto International Film Festival, so the actual press conference from TIFF is on this disc. This is why this disc is such a big deal. That there's a direct connection, absolutely, between the Toronto International Film Festival and what's taking place here. And then the big one, Seven Samurai. So the 4K of Seven Samurai. This is such an important film. And look, many films come in and out of the collection. Obviously, number one's even absent. But this being number two, when you ask what Criterion is, Criterion was the label that allowed North Americans to actually have this film in the best possible way. I have it on Laserdisc, I had it on DVD, I had it on Blu-ray, and this 4K, again, an absolutely astonishing restoration. Now, we have to talk about Janus Film, we have to talk about the Criterion family. Their role in preserving films is absolutely important. Me as a film lover knows that this 4K will last for generations. People talk about celluloid and all that stuff and really want to see the stuff on films. Great, make a film print out of the 4K, the 12K master. Go ahead and do that. Project on film all you want. But the fact that companies like Criterion, like Janus, have gone out of their way to ensure the absolute utmost in restoration, that is another reason to celebrate. If I can come to the van and nerd out about physical media, that's a big deal. But the fact is that when I see the stuff on the big screen, generations from now, that will be thanks to the work of people, in this case Toho, but also the partnership that Criterion does. They spend millions of dollars on actually ensuring that these films are alive for generations to come. I surround myself, look, I'm absolutely one of those people. I love that people live in minimalist lives and then they have like nothing in their homes. I am absolutely somebody that loves being surrounded by the things that I love. I don't have children, I have discs. I have tens of thousands of vinyl records. I have hundreds and hundreds of Criterion titles. And the fact of the matter is that movies are so important to me, but I'm telling you, my love of movies is nourished by this. This is not a replacement for the theatrical experience. It's certainly not a replacement for the festival experience. But to bring Criterion here to the festival is just a reminder that exactly the type of person who's going to discover Seven Samurai for the first time on Criterion like I did will have a lifetime of seeing. I've seen this film theatrically a dozen times. I saw the restoration at Cannes, and I will, again, the Stephen Prince commentary on here. It is a film school in a box. We could go on about Brazil 4K, I could pull that one out. We could do Yojimbo Senjuro, I could pull that one out. One I am going to pull out just because it's here. I know I can't take it home. But here is the beloved Wes Anderson archive. This is a massive box, a tome, which isn't out anytime soon. I named my cat Zissou. This is how excited I am about the Wes Anderson in 4K. Just an absolute stunning thing. I have the Godzilla set, the Bergman set. I'm giddy because this stuff matters to me as a film nerd, but it equally matters to me as somebody just a lover of culture. Criterion is the absolute pinnacle. There's so many labels that do extraordinary work that we could name both in North America and in Europe. But the fact of the matter is, Criterion is a touchstone. It matters when it's part of the collection. Nothing drives me crazier than people complaining about a particular film being in the collection as if they're only art films or they're only quote-unquote important films. Some of the great Criterion releases of all time are things like Armageddon. Some of the great releases of all time have slipped in and out of the collection, which is why Spinal Tap, for me, makes me so happy, because we can talk about the artiest of art films that plays whatever esoteric film festival, but the fact that something as glorious and populist and perfect as Spinal Tap is part of this collection, that's what Criterion means to me.